So anyhow, I'm on the deck, and he had seen this taxi come, and here I am in the crumpled heap. I showed him my arm because I knew he was a fisherman. This man was a very beautiful man. Incredible softness in his heart. He was a diver. As soon as he saw my arm, he said, "Envisable." This is what the French called it. I went, "Oui, Daniel." He said, "Papa, Stephanie for you. You dive with Simonette tonight." I said, "Oui, Daniel." He said, Stephanie, Ian. Ian, how come you not know, man?" Carried me in his arms. He carried me into the hotel grounds. Directly behind him, you can see the turquoise colour of the swimming pool. Next to the swimming pool, the Chinese who owned the hotel were playing mahjong. They were sitting there as I was carried and put in a chair next to them. They turned to me and said, "Are you drunk, white man?" I said, "I'm not drunk." I showed them my arm. I said, "I've been stung by 5 envisable jellyfish. I need to get to a hospital now. Can you please help me? I'm dying." The Chinese man stood to his feet and he said, "You stupid white man, how come you put the needle in the arm? Why you do that, huh? The old man take opium with a pipe. Why you do that? Why you put the needle in the arm, you stupid boy?" I thought, "Thank you very much, Dr. Wong." See, he thought that all the New Zealand and Australian surfers in the village were drug addicts. So he had no time for us. Well, almost all of them were, but but they weren't mainline and smack, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and he just turns away laughing. My hand then begins to shake. Muscle tissue begins to contract. My teeth begin to smash into each other. My whole body goes into the death rattles. As I'm shaking the bits in front of them, I watch these 3 men jump off their game, run over towards me, and try and physically hold me down, but I'm throwing them off. As I come out of this terrible shakes, I feel an icy cold death enter my bone marrow and the tips of my feet. I said, "I'm freezing. Can you please get blankets? I'm freezing to death." One of the men runs into the hotel, wraps me in blankets. Another man comes back with a glass of milk, tries to pour it down my throat. I said, "I don't need milk. I need anti-serum. I have to get to a hospital." The man next to me, I could see his car. He was the owner of the hotel. I knew his car. I said, "Sir, your car, can you please take me to Katrabong Hospital or I'll die in front of you. Please help me." The Chinese man looked at his car. He put his hand on my shoulder and he said, "Oh, my car? No, cannot take my car. How come you're so worried, white man? Wait for ambulance for you, huh? Don't worry. Be happy." This man had the audacity to put his hand on my shoulder and tell me that he wouldn't put me in his car, so I thought, I'm going to hit this man. As I tried to hit him, my right hand wouldn't move. I thought, great, it's paralyzed. Can't even hit this turkey. I tried my left hand. I thought there's a little bit of strength in there, but I'm not a southpaw like my father. But I know I could grab his shirt. I could rip him into my forehead. I give him a headbutt. As I lined him up to reach up and rip him full smack into my forehead and teach him a lesson humanity would not forget, I heard this clear voice speak to me. He said, "Son, if you hit this man, the toxin is so close to your heart, the adrenaline rush will kill you." Shit, that's true. How many have ever got so wound up, mate, they just about lost the plot anyhow, you know what I mean? Although at least I'll have the satisfaction if I do hit him of him walking around with no teeth in his forehead, because they'll be embedded in my skull and I'll be dead and it won't matter. Although, but if I do that, I will die. How many know that's a problem, you know? So I thought I could have plan B, control my anger, look away and get him later. As I turned away, I thought, if I survive this, you are history, Jack. You better hope I don't make it. As I turned away, contemplating what I'd do to the man if I survived, I saw the headlights of an ambulance come flying to the car park. As I did, it turned out that Danielle had rung the hospital. As he carried me in his arms into the ambulance, we began taking off at full pace. As I began climbing the ridge towards Katrabong, that inadvertently put my feet in the front seat. My legs began to elevate. The neurotoxin which was in my lower body began to drain out of my lymphatic system into my vital organs. A wave of death swept over me. I could hardly breathe. With my eyes open, I began to see a small boy with blonde hair, like a video clip of some child's life. As I watched it, I realized that it was my own life. I was actually seeing my own person race before me, different sections of it. I thought, I've heard about this. People comment that just before they die, they see their life race before them. Am I going to die? As I lay there, I did a quick check in my vital signs, and I realized that I was nearly dead. I thought, if I die, is there life after death, or is there nothing? I thought, well, I'm an atheist. I believe that when you die, the worms get you. There's nothing out there. I thought, but I have been wrong before. I thought, I'm a gambling atheist. This is like playing Russian roulette. As I lay there, I thought, if I'm wrong, I wonder where I'd end up. I have no idea. I'm about to find out. As I lay there, I suddenly saw appear directly in front of me, if we go to the next photograph, a clear picture of my mother. She was on her knees with her hands raised up in her bedroom. Unbeknown to me, my mother had just seen my face appear. God had audibly spoken to her back in New Zealand and said, your eldest son Ian is nearly dead. Pray for him now. My mother had heard this audible voice when her own mother had died, and it had brought her to Jesus Christ. She had found the Lord in her own bedroom. Now in her own bedroom in the middle of the day, she sees her son, and God says he's about to die. My mother began to pray, struck by the reality of the voice of God. I did not know all this was happening or had happened until I returned back to New Zealand and related my story to her. As we put our stories together, we both burst into tears. That her prayers have been instrumental in bringing me to a point where I called upon the name of the Lord. My mother could not save me, but she could actually pray for me to turn my heart to Jesus. As I lay there, she began speaking to me in this clear vision. She said, Ian, no matter how far from God you may be, son, no matter what you've done wrong in your life, if you but call out to God from your heart, God will hear you and God will forgive you. I thought, Mum, forgive me. It's too late. And if there is a God, how could he? I've done so many things wrong. As I lay there talking to her, I said, and God, I'd be a hypocrite if there is a God, calling out to him in a deathbed prayer. And my heart is like stone. I don't know if there's anything good left in it. My mother said, cry out to him from your heart, son. He will forgive you. God will forgive you. I said, Mum, I don't know God. Who is he? I said, show your face, God. If you're real, show your face, and I will pray. As I lay there, no face appeared, only my mother. I thought, well, mother is not God. But my mother is a Christian. She's only ever prayed to Jesus. How many hate it when your mother's right, you know? So I lay there and I thought, well, my mother, if anyone on this planet could project or portray a person called God, it's this woman. There's such gentleness. There's such love. I've never heard her speak evil words. If anyone knows God, this dear woman must. But she only prays to Jesus. Could it possibly be a Christian God? I thought, if it is, I'm in serious trouble. I thought, what prayer would you pray? As I lay there, I said, well, God, I don't know how to pray. But if you can hear me, help me to pray. If you see anything good in my heart, help me. Instantaneously, words appeared in front of my eyes. Forgive us our trespasses and sins. As I lay there, I said, well, God, I don't know how you can forgive me. I couldn't possibly list all my sins because there's so many. But if you can forgive me, please forgive me all of my sins. The words disappeared. Fresh words came up. Forgive those who have trespassed and sinned against you. I thought, well, that's easy to do. I'm not a vindictive person by nature. I'm not revengeful. I can forgive anyone, God, no matter what they've done to me. I forgive them. The moment I said that, the face of the Indian taxi driver appeared a foot away from me. I thought, what's this man doing here? The voice said, will you forgive this man for pushing out of his car tonight and leaving you for dead in front of the hotel? I said, you must be joking. Why should I? Suddenly the face of the Chinese hotel owner appeared in front of me. I thought, what's he doing here? The voice said, will you forgive this man for not taking you in his car tonight and leaving you to die? I thought, no, I actually had other plans for their lives. Forgiveness was not the top of the list. I was going to lay my hands upon them. But I, like my old Anglican vicar, God bless you, my son. My hands were going to go around this man's throat. Do you have a problem breathing? Don't worry, because you have no throat left. Now, a Christian is taught to turn the other cheek. A heathen is taught to come back with a baseball bat. I am lying here and I started to get in touch with my anger. How many have ever got in touch with their anger somewhere along the line? My God. I said, God, if that's you, because I realized this was the Lord's Prayer, how many of